Welcome to our Retirement Roundtable, where we will discuss 10 hot topics specifically targeted at our retired Lasers members. I am Wendy Demui, and joining me are Lasers staff members Sarah Bell, Casey Jackson, and Steve Stark.
We will briefly touch on a variety of topics, but our goal is to guide retirees to more detailed resources that may be relevant to their situations.
From my experience, retirees often contact Lasers with similar questions, so we thought it would be helpful to address some of these in a video format.
Throughout our discussion, we will refer you to the Lasers website and certain publications for more in-depth details. At the end of the video, we will provide contact information if you prefer to call Lasers directly.
So, Casey, let's get started with our first hot topic, re-employed retirees.
Sure, we often see state employees retire and then go back to work. Employment only affects your Lasers benefit if you work in a Lasers eligible position. The Member's Guide to Retirement chapter on reemployed retirees gives all the details.
Can you just hit the high points?
Yes, basically retirees must decide whether to suspend their retirement benefit or limit their earnings to half of their retirement benefit.
Casey, what's the best piece of advice you have for a re-employed retiree?
Great question, Wendy. The members should be sure to complete Form 10-02, Reemployment of Retiree. The form tells Lasers the choice made by the reemployed retiree. Failure to submit this form could mean that the retiree will have to pay back benefits to Lasers.
Sounds like that form is critical. All rehired retirees working at a state agency should be sure to ask about it. Now, Sarah, let's move to our next hot topic, cost of living adjustments, often referred to as COLAs.
Cost of living adjustments are of serious concern to most retirees. System-generated COLAs are granted by the legislature, and they are funded through excess investment returns and paid by Lasers. COLAs are not guaranteed, and the amounts vary. When granted, they are paid automatically to eligible retirees.
What are the eligibility requirements for a retiree to qualify for a COLA?
To be eligible, regular retirees must be retired at least 1 year on the date the COLA is granted and must be at least age 60. These requirements were set by the legislature in 2009.
Can you explain about the funding criteria?
Sure. The experience account, which receives excess investment returns, must have a balance sufficient to fund the COLA for the lifetime of all eligible retirees. Legislation to grant a COLA must receive at least a 2/3 vote of both the Louisiana House and Senate, and the legislation is subject to approval or veto by the governor. Also, the amount of the COLA is subject to certain restrictions.
For more information about the COLA process, please visit the Lasers Retiree FAQ section of the website and consult the Member's Guide chapter on cost of living increases. Our next topic is required minimum distributions, or RMDs. Steve, what can you tell us about RMDs?
Well, a retired minimum distribution is an Internal Revenue Service IRS rule that sets out the minimum amount that must be withdrawn from a qualified retirement account each year. These withdrawals must start the year you reach the age of 72, assuming you have retired and are receiving a monthly retirement benefit.
What kind of accounts are we talking about?
As it relates to Lasers members, it would apply to drop IBO accounts that retirees hold at Lasers and members who have self-directed plan drop IBO accounts at Empower Retirement.
How will the retiree know when they need to make a withdrawal?
If the account is held at Lasers, we send you a letter at the beginning of each year that tells you the amount that must be withdrawn. If withdrawals are not made timely, a check for the required amount is automatically issued by the end of the year so that the IRS penalties can be avoided.
What about members with self-directed plan accounts at Empower Retirement?
Members should contact Empower directly to find out about withdrawal options and to submit any necessary forms. But they have a similar process to Lasers. They send a letter about the amount of the RMD and issue a check if the required amount is not withdrawn.
Thank you, Steve. And remember that all drop IBO distributions from Lasers and the self-directed plan at Empower are exempt from Louisiana state income tax. Please check the Members Guide chapter, Drop IBO Account Withdrawals, and the Self-Directed Plan for additional information. Our next topic is the interest rate on the Deferred Retirement Option Plan, or DROP. Casey, can you go over this information?
There is often confusion between drop accounts held at Lasers and self-directed plan or STP drop accounts at Empower Retirement. Let's start with Lasers accounts. If you're eligible to leave your drop account at Lasers, it may accrue interest once you have ended drop participation or retired. Interest can be accrued until your drop balance is depleted. That interest rate is calculated annually, approved by the Public Retirement Systems Actuarial Committee or PERSAC, and the interest earnings posted to your account usually in January. If you participate in self-directed drop plan through Empower Retirement, you do not receive this interest, but have a selection of investment options for these funds. Empower Retirement will send statements to members in January. For more information on eligibility requirements for each account, read the chapters in the Members Guide, Deferred Retirement Option Plan and Drop IBO Account Withdrawals, and the Self-Directed Plan.
Thanks, Casey. Let's move to our next topic, important forms. We're going to go through these quickly. Sarah?
Retirees can find all necessary forms on the Lasers website under the Member Forms tab, but I'd like to highlight the ones needed to keep your account information up to date. Let's begin with the W4-P, the withholding certificate for pension or annuity payments. This tells Lasers the amount to withhold from your benefit payment. Because tax situations may change from year to year, refiguring withholdings could be necessary. Lasers suggests consulting a tax advisor with questions. Another important form is the 04-05 authorization for direct deposit. Lasers should be informed as soon as possible if you change financial institutions. It takes approximately 30 days from receipt of the new form to update your account information. Our top priority is to make sure your benefit payment is in your bank or credit union on the first day of the month.
This might be a good time to discuss the importance of direct deposit.
Absolutely. We still have over 700 retirees who receive paper benefit checks because direct deposit or paperless checks were not mandatory at one time. During disasters such as hurricanes or flooding, it may not be possible for the post office to deliver benefit checks. But if you have direct deposit, the payment is automatically deposited into a designated account. Your money is there, so no worries about bad weather or lost checks in the mail.
This is great to know. Please sign up for direct deposit now if you haven't already. Another popular question from retirees relating to direct deposit concerns the availability of retirement funds if the first of the month falls on a weekend or a holiday. Direct deposits are guaranteed to be in your bank or credit union on the first day of the month. If there is a delay, please contact your financial institution directly to find out when your funds will be available. That determination is made by your financial institution, not Lasers. Now, back to forms. Sarah?
One important form that you will receive each year from Lasers is a 1099-R. Mailed in January, this form is used to report the distribution of your retirement benefits and is needed when filing your federal tax returns. Regarding taxes, as a reminder, Lasers retirees do not have to pay state taxes on pension benefits, but it is necessary to file a Schedule E form with the Louisiana Department of Revenue. For more information about the Form 1099-R, we have an extensive Q&A section on our website to assist you. However, if you have specific tax questions, please consult a tax advisor.
Thank you, Sarah. This is really helpful information. Topic number 6 is Medicare, which always generates a lot of questions. Steve, can you help with this topic?
Lasers can't answer too much about Medicare, but we advise that if you are approaching age 65, you should check with the Social Security Administration and the Office of Group Benefits, or OGB, about your Medicare options. Since these rules can be complicated, I'm not going to address the details. A really great resource is the Louisiana Department of Insurance Senior Health Insurance Information Program, known as SHIP. Counselors are available to answer questions concerning Medicare eligibility, preventive services, and Medicare cost savings programs. Members can visit the SHIP website or call for more information. You can also reference Laser's Members Guide chapter, Medicare, Social Security offsets, and insurance.
Now let's go to our next topic, Homestead Exemption. Casey, can you walk us through this information?
This is some exciting information on how members 65 years of age or older may be able to save money on property taxes. The rules are explained on the Louisiana Tax Commission website, www.latax.state.la.us. Click on the FAQ section, then view the information under the question, what are the qualifications to apply for special assessment level for 65 and older? Your parish assessor's office can also help to determine whether you qualify.
This great tip could help our retirees save money. Our next topic for retirees is the Laser's Board of Trustees election, which is held every 2 years. Steve, can you explain how the board election works?
Sure. Laser's operations are overseen by a 13-member board, and in each election, seats are open for active and retired members. Retirees cast their votes for retired member candidates only. The number of open seats vary from election to election. A total of 3 seats are held by retirees. Laser's trustees serve staggered 4-year terms and may serve no more than 3 consecutive terms.
Why should retirees participate in the Board of Trustees election?
It is important for your voice to be heard. Laser's trustees have fiduciary responsibility for your retirement system. They support issues that are significant to most retirees, such as cost of living increases, preservation of the defined benefit plan, opposition to mandatory Social Security participation, and reduction or elimination of the windfall elimination provision and the government pension offset.
How do retirees know when there is an election year?
The entire election process takes about 8 months to complete, so Laser's members are informed through the website, the Beam newsletter, member connection emails, social media, and other outlets when the nomination process begins, and then every step along the way. Election packets are mailed to members with candidate information, and then 3 options are available for voting: mail-in ballots, online voting, or via telephone.
Participating in the election process is really a great way to support the mission and vision of Lasers. Another way for you to participate is through RSEA, which brings us to our 9th topic. Sarah, please tell our retirees more about RSEA and the annual chapter tour around the state.
RSEA is an association for active and retired state employees. The organization works to protect and enhance health and retirement benefits in Louisiana, advocates for cost of living adjustments, keeps members informed of issues and activities, provides opportunities for social interaction, and really works to advance the quality of life of current and future retired members.
How do retirees join RSEA?
Go to their website, rseala.org, and read about the different options to join.
Tell us about the statewide RSEA tour and the chapters.
Members are invited to attend their chapter meeting each year as part of the tour, but any active or retired state employees is welcome. RSEA has chapters in Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Monroe, New Orleans, the North Shore, the coastal area, and Shreveport. Lasers participates in these chapter meetings and in the RSEA annual conference.
Great information, Sarah. You can find all the details about RSEA on their website, rseala.org. Well, we have made it to our final topic, Retiree Workshops. Casey, give us the rundown on what a retiree can expect at a workshop.
The Lasers Retirement Education Department usually schedules 2 retiree workshops each year. One is held in Baton Rouge and the other occurs in another part of the state. Retirees can attend in person or register for an online webinar. The agendas vary, but presenters include members of the Lasers executive and education teams, Office of Group Benefits, and Empower Retirement, and topics are addressed that are relevant to retirees.
How will retirees know about the scheduled meetings?
The workshops are promoted through the website, the Beam newsletter, member connection emails, and social media. You may register for the workshops through the Lasers website.
Thanks so much. We have presented 10 hot topics for Lasers retirees, and I hope the information has been helpful.
Please feel free to contact Lasers at any time with questions. Call Member Services toll-free at 800-256-3000 or in Baton Rouge at 225-922-0600.
And remember to check the Lasers website for the most up-to-date information.
We'll see you next time at the Retirement Roundtable.
Thanks for joining us.